In this section of the DVD, we get to see the Star Trek actors interacting with us from stage. Now, I didn't go to the convention with the idea of filming every performance. I just rolled the camera randomly a few times in the hope of capturing some interesting clips so that I could remember them when they're not in character. And this is because backstage photography and videoing is not permitted. The stars are accomplished live theatre performers, the best in the world, so they can be anything: entertaining, serious, sing, dance, whatever. First up is Garrett Wang, well known for his role in Star Trek Voyager as Ensign Kim. A really clever person. He's got many fingers and many pies, and one of which is he is currently the CEO of the Star Trek track of DragonCon. Now, don't worry if you don't know what that means. I didn't either at first. Going to a Star Trek convention was a pretty steep learning curve for me.
There's a whole bunch of new sci-fi, horror, fantasy shows on TV. A lot of them are very good, and I wondered if you ever thought of maybe guest starring or maybe having a starring role in some of them. And what are your favorites out now?
I like the new BSG. I think that's, I enjoyed watching the new Battlestar Galactica, definitely. I don't have a huge amount of time to check a lot of stuff out now, the most recent stuff. But yeah, I would love to do some guest starring on some things. Big Bang Theory would be awesome if I could get on that. Fabuloso, But yeah, it's my goal to probably get in something else pretty soon. That'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I would love to see you on something else.
Well,
I miss you very much.
Oh, thank you for your support. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Wong. I was just wondering what current projects you're working on.
Current projects, I actually took a little bit of a break. 2004, I filmed Into the West, which was a six-part miniseries on TNT about the Native American experience. But I played the one Chinese railroad worker, the main railroad worker in episode 4. But the funny thing was, when I got on set, everyone thought I was Native American. That with the long hair, everyone thought I was Native, and they didn't think I was acting. They thought I was the extra on the show, Oh, it was absolutely pulling teeth, actually, on that project to convince everyone. Look, I'm playing Chow Ping, the Chinese railroad worker. No, I think you're a Native American extra. You need to get back where they're at, okay? Just go, all right? That happened the entire first day. But after that, I took a break because I just got a little jaded with Hollywood. So 05 until now, the only projects I've done have been favors for friends. Of Gods and Men, for those of you who've seen it,
Garrett also did a very entertaining impersonation of George Takei, Mr. Zulu.
You have to remember, in order to do George Takei, you must always smile. Smiling is very important. And you must sound almost as if you have a bit of a nasal cold. And that's the key. And you also have to add in things like, oh my. And one more. It's okay to be Takei. I used to do this bit on stage where I said, you can use George Takei's oh my for anything, Wee, wee. You know how fast you were going? Oh my. Right? It works for anything, right? For me, that his voice is just so rich, and it has so much character to it. I remember one day, the first time I did it for him, where he was there, we were at this Organization of Chinese Americans dinner in LA, and I was the MC with Lauren Tom. Lauren Tom is an actress who was in, I think she played David Schwimmer's girlfriend in Friends. She was in Joy Luck Club as one of the daughters, but she has a very small, high-pitched voice. She talks like this. So we were the co-MCs of this dinner. So everyone's been eating dinner, and now it's time to start the programming. Lauren Tom and I get up there, and she gets up to the mic, and she goes, excuse me, we're ready to start the programming now, so if everyone can please take their seat, we're gonna... No one even pays any attention to her. They're eating, they're still drinking, plates are clanking, there's nothing. And she's looking at me all nervous. She says, excuse me, could we get some attention? Hello? Hello? I look at her and I said, Lauren? She goes, what? I go, I think we need some George here. What are you talking about? Look, give me the mic. I get over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please stop eating and drinking. We're about to start the programming. Attention. And then everyone stopped immediately. And it was quiet, except for one voice, which was George down there going, I'm like,
There's a lot of jargon I had to learn at the convention. Everyone talks about TOS, which means the original series. That's the old Kirk and Spock. TNG means the next generation. SV means Star Trek Voyager, and so on. Here's Connor Trinner and Dominic Keating, who feature in the series Star Trek Enterprise.
I love that the whole thing was a TNG holodeck program.
You're going to get beat up probably on the way out of here, though.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
But if we were getting anywhere too sort of teary-eyed with it, we had Jonathan Frakes, who was there that
Just to
week.
cut the crap.
Just cutting it up.
Yeah.
He couldn't give a shit that we were cancelled.
True that.
Just another top of show guest star for him.
Back to fiction.
My question's for Connor. When you were doing the episode and the scene where Trip is talking to Paul about his sister passing away and he breaks down and starts to cry, what were you thinking to get yourself to look so realistic in that moment?
You know, I think at that time, honestly, I think the resonance of 9/11, I mean, I've talked about this before, but the resonance of 9/11 played heavily on me, and I think it did everybody. And I think it had a great influence on that season 3. And I mean, it's pretty clear that season 3 is the conscious or subconscious reaction by everybody to that event. So to try to bring up those emotions really wasn't difficult at all. I mean, at that time, I think everybody was pretty raw.
Michael Forrest, Beverly Washburn, and Jack Donner starred in the Star Trek original series. They asked where everyone was from. I was the only person from New Zealand.
Oh, really? What?
Germany?
Germany.
Australia. There's a lot of people from
Australia? Are you having any more floods? Thank God. 'Cause
Is anybody from Las Vegas?
welcome, welcome. How much money did you lose today? Anyway. I wish you were paying ours. Anyway. Michael, I've never heard you so quiet. No.
Well, you're kind of monopolizing the whole thing here, Jack.
Tim Russ, who acts as Tuvok in the Star Trek Voyager series, entertained us over dinner on Thursday night. He looks like and sounds like President Barack Obama. He's an amazing person.
coming out tonight. I appreciate it very much. It's a pleasure for me to come back and play once again. Creation and all of you. This is quite the shindig, isn't it? This is very special. Very nice place. We've got Mark back here helping us all day long get the sound set up. Thank you very much for tonight, so hope it sounds good. Hope it sounds good for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Again, enjoy yourselves. We're going to tomorrow night as well. We're going to do another set. My voice goes out. A couple of special requests. We'll get to them in a little bit. Yeah? Yeah. I'll introduce these motley crews up here.
Louisiana, they are trying to wash us away. They are trying to wash us away. President Coolidge comes down on a railroad train with a little fat man.
That's a signing line. This hotel is ginormous, but very nice. It's a very nice hotel.
The audience would ask questions like, in episode blah 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 blah, you were wearing this t-shirt with that on it, and then a couple of seconds later you were wearing a t-shirt with that on it. And how did that happen? Well, the actors would just laugh and say, well, trust you to notice, we never did. Anyway, such were the questions of Nana Visitor and Renee Auberjonois.
So I'm kind of sidestepping that question, except for the fact that I seem to think, and you couldn't hold me to it, and I wouldn't even be able to tell you which episode was the one that clicked. But I think Renee Echeverria had a kind of a. I guess he handled a lot of the romantic stuff. I think, yeah, and which was always.
Jonathan Frakes was a great entertainer, coming off stage and mixing with the audience. Security staff were a little bit edgy, but there were no problems.
They gave me that garbage can lid with a big A on it, or not an A, a big star on it. They give me a bad rental car, fly us to Omaha. We go to like a 7-Eleven. I take out the costume, put the little plastic wings on the side of my head with a gripper, take the garbage can lid out of the trunk, get up on the hood of the car, and ride into the parking lot of the local 7-Eleven as Captain America. Very glamorous job. $50 a day. Hey, nice to see you again. How you doing? Here, give me a little love. This is Eddie. He's my security. Things are going, kapla. You know how I feel about Klingon women? Don't get me started. I served on that ship. Ay, ay, ay. You're up. Is that what you were talking about? Was that Captain America?
Yeah, that's what I was talking
about. So I gave you led me right up to it, right?
Yeah, could you do it though? The Captain America?
Now?
Yeah.
Old and fat? No. Sure. You're up.
Mr. Frakes, last year at the convention, I think I pissed you off with my, nemesis question. So
now you're going to come to piss me off again? We're having such a nice time. Everything's going so swimmingly well.
I got an insurrection question instead. That's okay.
Wonderful movie. Now, why were the Baku all white? Where were the black people in the Baku? What's up with that? I never understood that. They look like Nazi youth. All those Baku. All blonde. I almost swallowed my gum. All blonde. Aryans. With that dip, come on, let's go. We're going in. We're going deep. Okay. Kenny, I apologize. I called you by the wrong name and everything. That just sucks. Offspring, where Data built a little, it's great. Wow, great episode. But the best
All good things.
All good things. Yeah, last episode, we all cried. That was a sad day. I'm gonna cry again. NASA. How you been? Always a pleasure. The best of both worlds, both parts. Fantastic.
Definitely.
And then there were some stinkers.
Some incredible displays of talent from Max Grodenchik and Armin Shimmerman. These two act as Ferengi in Star Trek and Deep Space Nine. Actually, Max is taller than I am, but he showed me how he makes himself look shorter for camera. I also asked Armin what's it like to come to a Star Trek convention like this and stand in front of all the fans, and he said it's like being naked. The audience want to expose everything about you. He said that almost all actors prefer live theatre, but acting to camera was relatively boring and clinical. You're just doing it for the director. And it wasn't their preferred choice to make a living, but that's where the money was. Armin and Max are two really nice guys, and also met Armin's wife Kitty Swink, who's an actor also.
We're in town. Armin and Max. Look at
Good afternoon or good evening. It's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world, isn't it?
Cheers, everyone. The drinks are on me. My God, look at this group of people. Don't you have someplace else to be? Frakes is he's all alone over there, signing his name all by himself.
Yeah, he might wander out here someday. But listen, just in the spirit of the 60s and the Rat Pack, when Mr. Sinatra and all the rest of the boys would get up on stage after shooting film and have some cocktails with you, tell some jokes and do some singing, that's what we're going to do with you. We're going to have more fun than you are. So, without any further ado, Maxie.
For those of you who have seen the Rat Pack before, have seen us before, please remember, laugh in the exact same places you did the first time you saw us. Ready?
Yeah, Maestro.
This next song is for all the fans any fan who has ever waited in an autograph line. Nobody's ever.
And even though creation says no personalization, I sign your name too. But then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. We love you.
A common question from the audience was, did you play practical jokes on each other while you were on set? Well, we hear Brent Spiner's answer. Brent acts as Data in the Next Generation series.
I don't know if it was. It sounded like Jack Sheldon to me, but I could be wrong. Do you know who Jack Sheldon is?
Merv Griffin.
Well, Merv Griffin plays piano. Trumpet.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in that clip, by the way. He was in the room where, what's that guy's name who played Riker, was dancing with that beautiful girl. Do you want to do some photos? Is that what's happening? No, you know what? Believe me, Marina can think of plenty to say. But we never did practical jokes. We laughed all day long because we really had a good time, but we didn't really do practical jokes.
Well, it's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad. I'd still like, would you write that thing down about what I can do to Jonathan's beard? Because I can still do that, you know.
You know, put little Nerf balls, and when he's not noticing and he goes to sign with fans, he's got like 20 balls in his beard.
Yeah, okay. Where do you get those little Nerf balls? Is there a place, a Nerf ball store or something?
Probably Nerf.com.
Nerf.com?
Probably.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much. Let me just mention something real quickly before I get to you. It's time for me. Has anybody watched my web series, Fresh Hell? Okay, that's a very small amount of people in this room who have seen Fresh Hell. And you've got to go on to, well, right now it's on YouTube. We're in the process, we're having a website designed for it right now. It's already in the works. Right now, it's on YouTube. Take this down. Everyone get your pencils out. It's called Fresh Hell. And what I want you to do is go to YouTube, the search bar, type in one word, no spaces, Fresh Hell Series. Fresh Hell Series. And then it'll take you to the channel where all the episodes are. And when you get there, just click on series or on playlist, and it'll run the episodes in order for you. There are 5.
Next, the secret behind Data's golden eyes.
And pack it into my face. And I had these gold contacts in. That was the first thing I had to do. And by midway through the day, the powder had gotten into my eyes and smeared over the contacts, and I couldn't see anything for the rest of the day. I couldn't read a newspaper. I couldn't do anything. But it was well worth it, wasn't it? Yeah. I thought so. What's your name, by the way?
Aiden.
Aiden, right. Thanks, Aiden. I appreciate it.
And now, a few words from Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway.
I think I'm happier than ever doing it. I don't know if I'm better than ever, but there is a real freedom to it now and a bliss. I fulfilled a lifelong dream last year. I played Cleopatra in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, directed by the divine Tina Landau and co-starring John Douglas Thompson, who is superb. It was an all-consuming and extraordinary time, lasting about 4 months. And I came away having learned 3 very important things about that play. Number 1, Cleopatra is arguably the most gorgeous female character in the entire Shakespearean canon. Number 2, if you're thinking of playing Cleopatra, do not, I repeat, do not play her in bare feet, or you will end up with a ruptured plantar plate. And then the only Shakespearean role they will offer you is Richard III. And finally, and this may surprise you because it surprised the hell out of me, did you know there are cell phones in ancient Egypt? Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are cell phones in ancient Egypt. One night, at the height of my death scene, where I am bidding farewell to my ladies in waiting, and I am thinking about Antony and our reunion, and I am going into bliss and ecstasies, a cell phone went off. And the ringtone was When the Saints Go Marching In. I was on my knees, so I stayed there, frozen, arms aloft, and I just held. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know what it's like to hold for 60 seconds while whoever this obsessive relationship is going on in the audience goes on. 60 seconds of When the Saints Go Marching In. I gotta tell you, I have never been so happy to put a snake to my breast in my life. It was a What did she do? She got a phone call from a genius, from a mastermind. And he not only said, will you marry me and be my wife? And will you then divorce me and marry me again? And then divorce me again? But will you come on a journey with me? It's the alternate universe of Janeway. And so rather than try to explain the extraordinary quality of what this thing was, I have asked the mastermind to join me here today and to give you a small sampling of what Captain Janeway did when she got back to Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, the creator, writer, producer, and genius behind NTSFSD SUV, Paul Scheer. Paul, come on out.
Hello.
You can explain it a little bit, Paul.
Well, we're very lucky to have Kate. Isn't she amazing, right? So we had this idea to make fun of all these shows, the CSI Miamis, the 24s, the Hawaii Five-O's, and we needed someone to be the boss, the strict, stern boss, and she needed to be sexy, she needed to be cool. Kate has it all in spades.
What was that first word?
Sexy.
Say it again.
Sexy. Very sexy. Only one person can do it. So for those of you who haven't seen it, we put together a little clip reel of the best of Cove.
Cove is my character's name. This is my husband.
We've been married 2 times. She was my 4th and 6th wife.
Is it coming together for you now, ladies and gentlemen? It's lunacy. All right, let's roll this reel.
Here we go.
There was the shot, and I knew it. Set a course for home. Didn't she love you? I'm not sure how I feel about your colors. Thank you. That was quite moving.
So stick around. We'll be back in 10 minutes with more fun.